Hey there, welcome back to the channel PantherSchools. My name is Amit Singh, and in this video we are going to talk about how you can set up MCP server, the Salesforce MCP server inside your VS Code project, inside your VS Code Salesforce DX project. In the previous video we have talked about what is MCP, what problem does MCP solves, and how does it work, what are the key components. If you have not watched that video, I would highly recommend to go ahead and watch that video because that is going to help you to understand what exactly MCP is and how it works. In order to set up MCP inside your Salesforce DX project, you must need to have VS Code installed in your machine, Salesforce CLI is installed and working, and you have got a VS Code project opened into the VS Code. And that project has to be your Salesforce DX project. I have already opened this Salesforce DX project, and the project name is Salesforce Development Training. That's my project. What you need to do is, once you open your VS Code, you'll find a folder called as .vs code, and this is going to be your folder, which is going to be very important for you. Inside this VS Code, what you have to do is you have to create a file called as mcp.json. This is the file which I have already created inside my .vs code folder, but you need to create this mcp.json file, and you need to paste whatever the file I'm going to give you in the pinned comment of the video. Just take this file and paste it into your mcp.json file. Now what basically this JSON file contains? This JSON file contains that we are going to have multiple servers, and currently we have configured a single server only, and the name of that server is Salesforce DX. The type of server is Studio. The commands are going to be the node commands, and these are the arguments inside inside this server. These arguments are going to tell you what kind of MCP server you are going to use. We are using MCP server, which is @salesforce/MCP. And if you want to utilize the latest MCP server which Salesforce has got, what you can do is, there is a document which I'm going to give it to you, which is again going to be provided in the pinned comment as well as in the description of the video. You can basically utilize something called as @salesforce/MCP@latest. This will always take the latest MCP server that Salesforce has actually keep pushing the upgrades, because you know Salesforce is very good at providing the upgrades on different tools that they have. So that's what we have got as a latest. Then we have got something called as --orgs. This is the argument which tells you what kind of org this MCP server can work. By default, we have given the default target org, which is connected to my VS Code. You can also give the default target devhub org. You can also specify the specific usernames. For example, if you want to learn more how you can specify it, you need to again go back to the document, and you'll understand what are the different options that you have for the orgs flag. And you can specify these values like default target org, which is what you have seen, allow target devhub. This is the devhub org, which could be a production or a partner developer org. Allow all orgs, that means it can access all the orgs which are connected to the VS Code. Or you can provide the username or aliases comma separated, specific to basically username. Then we have got another tag called as tool sets. This tags basically helps you to provide what are the different tools that you want this server to use it. And Salesforce has got almost 9 to 10 tools which can be utilized as of now, and those tools list are here. Orgs to manage with your org, data to manage with the data, like such as listing the accounts, users, working with the users, like permission set assignment, metadata, to work with your Salesforce org metadata instead of working in general. It will always be working with the metadata that is available in your Salesforce org, code analysis, DevOps, and these are the different tools. I think these are the new tools which Salesforce has recently introduced, and they keep introducing the tools. Once you have set up this, one thing that you have to do is you have to install a VS Code extension called as GitHub Copilot Chat. This is the extension that you will have to install. I'll give you the link as well in the pinned comment. You can access it from there. Once your extension is installed, what you have to do is basically While you are under the mcp.json file, you will see there is a button called as start. Click on this start button. Once you click on this start button, then your MCP server is going to start and you will see the connection state is running. Once you see that connection state is running, maybe wait for 5 to 10 more seconds to see that if you are getting any error. If you are getting any error, especially the Mac users, if you are getting any error related to the no access, you might have to figure it out how to give the access to the particular directory. It could be basically npm catch directory, or what you can do is you can run this command which you see on your screen, sudo -r current user and then directory that you want to give access to. Now you can see here that your server is running, all your resources has been initialized successfully. After you have done this, open the command palette, Control Shift P for Windows and Command Shift P for Mac OS, and you need to search something called a chat colon open chat. This is what you need to search. Once you search for chat colon open chat, and if you click on it, a new interface will be open on the right of your VS Code, and then you can start working naturally with VS Code. For example, you can say information about my connected org, and then what it will do is you just said that you wanted to know what is your connected org, what is the username, what is the URL, what is the user ID, all those details basically it will be fetching with the help of MCP server. You can see here these are the two tools that this MCP server has executed, and then this is the information about my username. I've got all these details: username, alias, and then instance URL, what is org ID, is it a scratch org, is it a devhub org, what kind of authentication method has been used, then key target org configurations, all these things are here. For example, I have got a class called as maybe cursor example. This is a simple class that I have got, and I want this class to be improved. I want that my Salesforce actually helps me to improve this class, or my chat, my MCP server helps me to improve the class. You can see here I have already got this. As soon as I have opened that file, the file has been added over here. Or you can also add the context with the help of @ and you say type the name of your class. Okay, if you're not getting, this is already added, so we don't really need to add it. Next thing, what I will do is, could you please suggest the improvement? And then what it will do is it will read this Apex class, because the Apex class has been added as a context over here, and after reading it, it is going to provide me the improvements, that these are the improvements that I have. And you see here, this is what. Now what basically it is doing is it is reading the metadata that I have got in my VS Code, and it is kind of providing me that this is the suggestion that you could do. This is how you can basically improve your coding for this particular Apex class. So it is reading everything, and based on what it is giving me all these details, including the test class. You can see here, and then it is going to give me all the details. How can I proceed? Paste the content and all these things it says. You can basically get this file from here. For example, you take the file, paste it here, and if there are any error, you might get the error. If not, then I can say okay, deploy to connected org, and it will basically try to deploy my org to connected org. If everything is fine, it will deploy it. Similarly, you can say list down the permission set or assign this permission set to user, and it will try to assign. Now see here, once I said deploy to org, it is asking that I want to run this particular tool from the server. Do you want me to allow this? Looking at which particular user it is trying to deploy, what are the metadata it is trying to deploy, we can say yes, go ahead and deploy this. It will try to deploy. If there is any error, it will throw me an error. If there is no error, it will basically deploy this code to my Salesforce org. You can always basically utilize this. This is something called as MCP, where we have got multiple tools and we are able to interact within our own language, which we understand, our AI tool can also understand. Now this has been basically, this cannot help you to kind of try to create the metadata for you, it cannot create objects for you, it cannot create classes for you. It can just help you to analysis and provide you the details and the next steps that it says, right? It's basically giving you that this could be a potential fix. Now to enhance it more and give it more, basically to help developers to more focus on the logic part instead of doing the repetitive work, to fix all these errors, writing the test classes, what Salesforce has came up with something called as Agentforce Vibes, which is basically going to be the future of coding, which is going to be the future for enterprise coding, which we are going to cover in the next session. Thank you. Before you go ahead, please give it a like, share, subscribe. MCP server, let us know how do you think about it. Are you able to successfully configure it or not? Because this MCP server we are going to heavily utilize in the coming videos. Again, please do like, share, subscribe, share it with your colleagues, share with your friends, and this will really motivate us to create more and more videos. Let us know your favorite topics. Let us know your next topics which you want us to create a video on, and we will definitely try to create it. Thank you.